Live from WRAL News Headquarters in Raleigh, your number one source for local news. WRAL News, coverage you can count on.
Tracking a line of strong storms that's moving through areas like Atlanta, Georgia. We'll give you a look at that and how this is forecast to progress before moving into the Carolinas. Coming up.
Also coming up, holiday travel rush. Traffic picking up this morning, and it will only get busier over the next few days. What you need to know ahead of likely record-breaking week on the roads.
And honoring a beloved professor, the fiance of an NC State professor is remembering her after she was hit and killed by a car. How he's keeping her legacy alive. Welcome in on your Tuesday morning. That is one of many stories we are following for you today. I'm Michelle McConaughey.
And I'm Ken Smith. Of course, it's going to feel nice today. It's going to warm up nicely, yes. But boy, is it going to change. Let's get over to meteorologist Chris Michaels tracking it all for us in the WRAL Real Weather Center.
And we're going to start you out with a live look at the Atlanta Hartsfield Airport there, where it seems like things are moving pretty smoothly, although it is windy ahead of that line of storms that we're tracking. So if you have flights into Atlanta, definitely be checking on the flight status there. Let's go ahead and show you that line of storms that's moving into Georgia. And you see that Boeing shape. That's an indication of some strong wind. It's going to stay down that way and not necessarily affect our weather. Right now, it's just a few very stray, very light rain showers in between Carthage and Sanford. That's it for the time being. Heading through the rest of the day, that line is going to weaken, giving us maybe a few stray showers west of I-95 heading into the evening. But your better shot of rain may actually come as we get closer to the morning commute tomorrow. We'll be looking at some fresh model data and updating you on that on the WRAL weather app throughout the day. We'll also show you when temperatures drop by nearly 50 degrees. Coming up, Ken.
All right, Chris, at 8:01, we're keeping an eye on I-87. That's been the real trouble spot the last couple of hours or so. There was a crash on I-87 near Smithfield Road, a little further down the street, though. That one is cleared. This one, I-87 southbound near New Hope Road, that's cleared as well. It's off to the median right now, but we're still seeing lingering delays in the area. There you see what remains of that incident there along I-87 at New Hope Road. But as we widen out the view, give you a look at what we're talking about in terms of delay times coming in on I-87. Well, it's down to 1 minute. If you were with us about 20 minutes ago, that was up to like 6-7 minutes. So things are definitely moving along at a nice steady clip. You're coming in from Wake Forest this morning. You're just looking at a 4-minute delay. Similarly, we want to check and isolate I-885 in Durham this morning. We were seeing a little bit of a slowdown in those northbound lanes, but things are getting better. Just a 3-minute delay if you're using 885 to get into Durham this morning. Just a 1-minute delay if you're using 885 to get to I-40. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
All right, thank you, Ken. A road in Chapel Hill is back open this morning after a crash that had it closed for more than 7 hours. 4 people were hurt. It happened just before 10 o'clock last night on Weaver Dairy Road Extension. That's near Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. This is video from the WRAL Breaking News Tracker as crews worked until about 2 a.m. to fix a utility pole. The people who were hurt are expected to be okay. The cause of that crash is being investigated. And you're looking live inside RDU, where Thanksgiving travel has officially begun this morning. And AAA is predicting a record-breaking Thanksgiving weekend for travel on the roads as well. Not looking too bad at RDU right now. But WRAL's Kelsey Coffey, she's live on I-40 in Wake County. Kelsey, there will be some much-needed relief at the pump this year. That's good news.
Yes, Michelle, it sure is good news. Today marks the official start of the holiday travel season. You can see all of these drivers here on I-40 in Wake County near the Harrison Avenue exit hitting the road here. It's going to get really busy on I-40 over these next few days. AAA estimates that more than 2 million North Carolinians will be on the road this week. Check out the best and worst travel times. The worst time to travel today is between noon and 9 o'clock. The worst time to travel tomorrow is from 11 to 8. And if you're heading back home on Friday, you should avoid driving between 1 and 7. The best time to travel all 3 days is in the morning. The sooner you hit the road, the better. Tiffany with AAA says you'll be paying less at the pump this year.
Those that are traveling by vehicle will have cheaper gas prices. We're looking at saving anywhere between 5 to 10 cents per gallon versus this time last year. So I guess you could say Christmas comes early at the pump.
And coming up in the next half hour, we'll explain why Thanksgiving Day just may be the best travel day of the week. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News, live in Wake County.
And travelers are keeping their eyes on gas prices this week. Let's take a look at some of the prices this morning across our state. According to AAA, the prices for a gallon of gas in Raleigh right now, $2.82 a gallon. Over in Greensboro, $2.79 a gallon. In Charlotte, gas costs $2.81 a gallon on average. And even though gas prices in the state are lower, drivers want to see prices drop even more.
I'm a little upset because I'm a broke college student, so I'm living by every dollar I have right now, and it's kind of expensive, and I don't have a lot of money to get back over the bridge when I get home, so it's kind of hard out here with the prices.
Yeah, last year the gas price average was roughly $2.85 a gallon.
Right now, the Wake County School Board working to fill an open seat. Just a few minutes ago, interviews began for the 17 candidates who are vying for that open position. WRAL's Ali Kattlebar out live outside the Wake County School Board headquarters this morning. And Carrie and Ali, that board is expected to make a decision later today.
Yes, Ken, and that means that one of the 17 candidates we saw walk through those doors will be representing Apex and parts of Holly Springs. Now, this is a rapidly growing district. State data shows an 18% population increase in Apex and Holly Springs. It's where 3 new schools opened up this year. So that means District 8 now represents 25 schools. Today, the Board of Educators will be interviewing candidates for this district. The seat opened up in August when board member Lindsay Mahaffey resigned. The new board member will be a part of several decisions in setting the district's $2.2 billion operating budget. Now, interviews are set to start. It looks like they were delayed a little bit to 8:15, and so we'll be following this and staying on top of this throughout the day. Reporting live in Cary, Ali Kattlebar, WRAL News.
An NC State professor's fiance is keeping her legacy alive after she was killed this month. He says he's raising money for a scholarship in her name. Natalia Duque Wilkins was walking home on November 1st when she was hit and killed by a car. The crash happened on Clark Avenue, just 2 blocks from NC State's campus. Her fiance, Trevor Huffman, rushed to the hospital just in time to say goodbye.
I think Natalia, and our families are just trying to figure out what the heck happened. How does this happen? And we're just trying to heal.
That's just heartbreaking. Police say 19-year-old Jack Etheridge was the driver in that crash. He's facing 2 charges, including misdemeanor death by motor vehicle. We have a link to Huffman's fundraiser on our website. That's WRAL.com.
Overseas, U.S. and Russian leaders in Abu Dhabi talking about a possible peace plan for Ukraine. U.S. Army Secretary Dan Driscoll met with Russian delegation officials yesterday. This comes after U.S. and Ukrainian leaders negotiated that framework. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the latest proposal has what he calls, quote, proper considerations. The hope is for these discussions to lead to higher-level peace talks. Now, while those peace talks are ongoing, Russian drones striking Ukraine still ongoing. This morning, at least 6 people were killed overnight in Kyiv. The strikes targeted residential buildings and civilian infrastructure. Russia says Ukraine launched an attack as well, killing 3 people and hurting 10 others.
And back here at home in Harnett County, we have an update about a boy who fell from the back of his grandfather's truck as it was moving. The sheriff's office says the 4-year-old was holding on to the back of the truck for about a mile before falling off. The sheriff says the grandfather did not know the boy was there. The boy fell on Harnett Central Road. He suffered significant injuries, but he is expected to be okay. The sheriff's office has no plans to file any charges in the case. And a Durham firefighter is in custody and accused of attacking his wife and setting their home on fire. Investigators tell WRAL his wife, 7-year-old child, and mother-in-law were inside the home when this all happened. Billy Smith is in jail on a $200,000 bond. The Durham Fire Department says they are aware of the serious charges against Smith, but have not said whether he will be placed on leave.
Happening today, Urban Ministries of Wake County teaming up with the Carolina Hurricanes to give away turkeys ahead of Thanksgiving. The turkeys and other non-perishable food items will be given out this afternoon, from 2 to 4 until supplies last. It's happening at the Urban Ministries location on Capitol Boulevard. Volunteers at St. Augustine's University will be giving out Thanksgiving meals today as well. The Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina are putting on this event. It will be at the school's pop-up market from 10 o'clock this morning until noon.
People in Raleigh community will gather to remember legendary professional wrestling announcer and former WRAL weatherman Bob Caudle. His funeral will be this afternoon at Hayes Barton Baptist Church. He passed away a little over a week ago. He was born in Charlotte and was the weatherman here at WRAL in the 1960s. He was also the voice of NWA Atlantic Coast Wrestling for years. He was 95 years old. Time now is 8:10. Seller crackdown. The North Carolina Attorney General is calling on Shopify to ban the sale of illegal items. The letter to the company and why the move helps protect children.
Also coming up, misconduct investigation. The Department of Defense looking into Senator Mark Kelly's behavior, why he says he won't be intimidated.
And this afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, most of us making it into the 70s, but I'll show you when and where we see a difference in nearly 50 degrees throughout the holiday weekend. That's coming up within the next 10 minutes. Time now 8:13, tracking this cold front that produces severe weather to our southwest. Not necessarily anything that we have to be concerned with, but it does produce at least some showers for us later today. Those are going to be very isolated. You see that on the top right-hand part of your screen. Meanwhile, as we head into tomorrow morning, the lower left-hand side here shows a slightly better chance of scattered showers up until about 10 a.m. So traveling for tomorrow, you stand a better chance of seeing rain in areas like Wilmington as opposed to areas like maybe Asheville or Knoxville, Tennessee. And then if you're traveling on I-95, this front is still going to produce the chance for some showers as far north as New York. Meanwhile, if you head farther south toward Fort Lauderdale and Miami, 80s and sunshine, that doesn't sound too bad. But our temperatures going in the opposite direction. I'll show you when they drop by nearly 50 degrees, Ken.
All right, sticking with the travel theme here in the WRAL Traffic Center. If you're getting ready to hit the road for an early Thanksgiving road trip, all of our major routes, like here at I-40 and Aviation Parkway, relatively delay-free at this hour. Now, you might be heading to the airport instead. We've checked all the major routes heading to RDU International this morning. Up and down the board, just short of a 2-minute delay in Highway 70, all delay-free. So getting to the airport, you won't have any problems whatsoever at this hour.
Breaking update this morning regarding the death of Cowboys player Marshawn Kneeland. You may recall we were talking about that story where investigators say that he was found from what appears to be him shooting himself after a police pursuit. Well, there's new body camera and dash camera video that reveals a bit more. Now, that video is not available in this article, but the facts are. Kneeland reportedly took officers on a chase in which speeds hit 160 miles per hour at one point. State troopers at one point were firing pepper balls into tunnels and using K9 dogs as well as a drone when they looked for him. It wasn't until after the driver abandoned the car after the crash that investigators learned it was Kneeland. Since all this has happened, the Cowboys have put together a memorial fund that's been started to support Kneeland's girlfriend, who is pregnant with the couple's child. Just a sad way to end that story there, Michelle.
So sad, Chris. Thank you. Well, State Attorney General Jeff Jackson is joining more than 20 other states calling for Shopify to ban companies that sell illegal products through its site. This is happening because the company was accused of allowing vendors to sell e-cigarettes to children. 24 other attorneys general signed on to the letter. According to the State Attorney General's office, nearly 30 illegal sites are hosted on Shopify's server. The WRAL documentary team has investigated a dozen stores in Wake County. We wanted to see if they would sell vapes to young people. Watch Gen V Teen Vaping in North Carolina on WRAL.com. It's in the documentary section. Senator Mark Kelly is defending himself after the Department of Defense says it was investigating him. This is about what the department calls serious allegations of misconduct. Kelly appeared in a video with other Democratic lawmakers, and in that video, they say U.S. service members have a duty to disobey illegal orders. This led to a response from President Trump accusing them of sedition. The Pentagon says Kelly could be recalled to active duty for a court-martial as a result of the investigation. He recently spoke with an NBC affiliate about the video.
The message we wanted to get out there was under the Uniform Code of Military Justice, a very simple message that members of the military do not have to follow illegal orders. In fact, they're required not to follow them.
After learning about the Pentagon's investigation, Senator Kelly said he would not be intimidated and that he has, quote, given too much to this country to be silenced by bullies who care more about their own power than protecting the Constitution. A teenager charged in a shooting at a Christmas tree lighting ceremony in Concord will stay in jail. Several other teenagers were shot during the event last Friday. Kevion Bostic is 17 years old and appeared in court yesterday. He is charged as an adult in that shooting. Bostic faces felony charges of rioting and accessory after the fact to assault. Police identified 18-year-old Nasser Bostic as one of the shooters. At last check, he's in the hospital in critical condition. He'll be served with a warrant should he be released. It's unclear how, if at all, he's related to Kevion.
A Wake County family met with their first responders who saved their son. Wake County EMS and Holly Springs Police and firefighters visited Brandon Russell. He was seriously injured in a crash back in October. They spent nearly an hour removing him from a crushed car that day. That same crash killed a 14-year-old on a bicycle. 16-year-old Alston Rawls was charged with the 14-year-old's death and injuring Russell. Rawls in jail without bond. The Fayetteville Public Works Commission preparing to host meetings about environmental concerns. It says the state could move forward with a plan to drain millions of gallons of water from the Cape Fear River Basin each day. The water would get moved into the Neuse River Basin. The utility worries draining the river could compromise the water supply for people in Cumberland County. That first meeting is set for next week. The application period for choice programs in Cumberland County School System now open. The programs for people with special interests like a second language, computer science, music, or dance. Applications are open until January 9th.
Prepared to spend more on shipping next year. The United States Postal Service says it is raising its rates next year. Here's a look at those increases on your screen. Priority Mail Express, Ground Advantage, and Parcel Select. Each of these will cost you a bit more next year, and the price increases are set to take effect on January 18th.
Well, communities in Texas are cleaning up today after a tornado touched down yesterday. This is dashcam video from the Houston area of the tornado forming. The National Weather Service confirmed the tornado did touch down, but they haven't said how strong it was. More than 100 homes were damaged. Entire neighborhoods were covered with debris. No serious injuries or deaths to report, though, and the threat is not over. More severe thunderstorms are expected as the cold front moves through. With that in mind, we're here in the WRAL Severe Weather Center with meteorologist Chris Michaels, and that's the same system that's headed our way that's going to impact our weather.
Exactly, yeah. So it's not going to do that kind of damage, but look at that Boeing line right there that's heading toward Atlanta. I had a colleague, who actually just posted from Atlanta, and she was like, yeah, this has been a long time since they've had to track anything like that. Again, this is going to weaken before moving here, but it does at least give us the chance for a few isolated showers west of I-95 this afternoon, tapping into our warmth as we see highs mainly in the low 70s. Tomorrow, after we get rid of some morning showers, near record highs, temperatures in the mid 70s. Now watch what happens once our cold front passes through. Thanksgiving Day, the afternoon, is likely to be 20 to 25 degrees cooler than what we see tomorrow, and high temperatures Black Friday in the 40s will then begin in the 20s first thing Saturday morning. So that's the drop in nearly 50 degrees we've been telling you guys about for the past few days. So whether you're heading to the mountains or the coast or you're staying put here at home, we've got you covered every step of the way with the free WRAL weather app. Earlier this morning, nice sunrise thanks to Kathy out of northern Wilson County for a great shot there through WRAL.com/report it. And the live shot here at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park Festival is continuing. The lights obviously off right now as we see a mix of clouds and sun. Raleigh's at 47, so is Cary. Fuquay's at 48 degrees. Rollsville and Wake Forest here at 44. And temperatures forecast to climb as we go throughout the day. Midday temperatures in the low to mid 60s, highs in the low 70s. Although if you were to head closer to the Virginia state line, you're not going to crack the 70-degree mark. You probably will, however, heading into tomorrow. So here's your 7-day forecast. The Carolina Hurricanes playing host to the New York Rangers tomorrow. That'll air on WRAL, and heading into and out of the game, the weather should be fine. it's really Thanksgiving Day that the colder air catches up and it lingers for a few days.
All right, Chris, happening now in the WRAL traffic center, congestion has definitely eased up on many of our major routes, particularly here along I-87. There were a couple of incidents that we were following, one at Smithfield Road, the other one at New Hope Road. Both have cleared in the last several minutes or so. Right now, these are the southbound lanes coming toward us. This is what remains of that crash that we've been following, but you can see traffic is flowing nicely at a nice steady clip coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area. As we widen out the view, give you a look at the big picture in terms of drive times coming into Wake County. Right now, you're looking at a 3-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. No problems to report, right? I-87, no delays whatsoever. You're coming in from Garner, Johnston County this morning. No delays on I-40 westbound coming in. The good news is if you're getting an early start to maybe the southern coast, the southern beaches, I-40 eastbound completely delay-free at this hour. We're also checking those major routes in Durham, including I-885. A little while ago, about 20 minutes ago, we were looking at a 3 to 5 minute delay on either side of I-885. But right now, it's relatively delay-free if you're going in and out of Durham using I-885. You're getting ready to head into the car. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
All right, thank you, Ken. Holiday blues. Some local businesses are being pushed out at the fairgrounds and Crabtree Mall right before Christmas. 5 on Your Side reveals why they're being displaced and how you can help. And Travel Tuesday deals will break down some of the best bargains you can score after the Thanksgiving holiday. If you see breaking news or have a story, tip, or video of severe weather, report it to us on WRAL.com/.
As you get into your car, tune to WRAL News Plus on your radio. In Raleigh on 99.3 FM. In Durham, 96.5 FM. And everywhere on 101.5 HD3.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Time now is 8:26. I'm Michelle McConaughey. A little bit of a chilly start out there, but we're going to warm up really nice. Meteorologist Chris Michaels here to tell you all about it.
And Michelle, yes, starting out in the 40s, but give it another couple hours and temperatures will rise into the 60s by lunchtime with highs today mostly 70 to 75 degrees from the triangle southward toward the Virginia state line. Temperatures in the 60s, despite the fact that we'll have more clouds. A few stray showers can't be ruled out during the daytime today, but as we head toward tomorrow morning, that's when we see the chance for more showers to push through, and they will push through by the middle of the day tomorrow. I'll show you where we see the chance for near record warmth and a huge drop in temperatures over on Fox 50. Ken?
Happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. Boy, I got to tell you, congestion has definitely eased up on a lot of our major routes, including right here at I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. Of course, that's the southern loop of the Beltline. You coming into the Raleigh-Wake County area in any of these major routes, our friends in Wake Forest, you're just looking at a 3-minute delay. Things have gotten a lot better coming in on I-87 this morning. There were a couple of incidents that completely cleared. Right now, you're just looking at a 1-minute delay. I'll have another update on your morning commute at the bottom of the hour over on Fox 50.
A road is back open in Chapel Hill after a crash shut it down for hours this morning. It happened on Weaver Dairy Road extension. Power was knocked out, but has since been restored. 4 people were hurt in the crash, but are all expected to be okay. The people, again, will be okay. Today marks the official start of Thanksgiving holiday travel on the roads and in the air. AAA estimates that more than 2 million North Carolinians will be driving this week. The worst time to travel today is between noon and 9 o'clock, and tomorrow from 11 to 8. The best time to travel is in the morning. Next on Fox 50, the Wake County School Board search for candidates to fill its open position.
Shot in 4K ultra high definition. Your number one source for local news. WRAL News. Coverage you can count on.
Tracking a Thanksgiving cold front that takes us from the 70s in the days ahead to feeling like the 20s by the weekend. We'll show you how that happens and help you plan for the holiday weekend as well coming up.
Yeah, speaking of, Thanksgiving travel season is here. You're looking live at RDU on the left and I-40 at Aviation Parkway on the right. The best times to hit the road and the gas prices you'll see along the way.
Also, decision coming. Right now, Wake County school leaders are interviewing a long list of candidates to fill a vacant board seat, what they're looking for, and when a new member could be chosen. Lots to get to here in this 8:30 half hour. We always appreciate your time. I'm Ken Smith.
And I'm Michelle McConaughey. I feel like this week is interesting because people view it as kind of like a half week, right? Thanksgiving's on Thursday. Most people are off, and we're here. Well, I'm here. Most people are off on Friday, too. But a lot of people want to know what the weather's going to be like for their travel. It's a huge travel week, Chris.
It really is, yeah, and Atlanta is getting hit hard right now with the line of storms. In fact, yeah, you can see the camera shaking from this live view and a lot of heavy rain at the airport. So you would imagine at least there's some delays right now. So if you're flying to Atlanta, definitely be checking on that status. Let's show you the line of storms that's responsible. We'll do that here in a minute, but it's our next weather maker that brings in the chance for rain here. Nothing quite like that. And then a huge drop in temperatures moving forward. Thanksgiving high temperatures only in the low to mid 50s, highs only in the 40s Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. We're in the 40s right now, Zebulon with a few holes in the clouds. Otherwise, it is mostly cloudy out there. Still, we're going to warm up into the upper 60s and lower 70s today. Maybe a stray afternoon shower, but your better chance arrives as we head overnight tonight toward the morning commute tomorrow. We'll look ahead to your travel forecast heading into Wednesday coming up shortly. Ken?
Chris, happening now in the WRAL Traffic Center. We got a crash here in Holly Springs on Highway 55 and Holly Springs Road. Right now, I'm not seeing any delays in that area, but if that intersection sounds familiar to you, just know that you'll see some police activity in that particular area. We are monitoring this crash on Glenwood Avenue, Ebenezer Church Road. Right now, we're not seeing any delays in those westbound lanes, but I'll keep an eye on it and let you know how it's going to continue to affect your morning commute. But look at this. The southern loop of the Beltline this time of day, you're looking at the westbound lanes moving away from us at a nice steady clip. And for those of you using I-40 eastbound, maybe you're going to the southern beaches this morning, delay free right now, as you can see from this live picture, courtesy of I-40 and Lake Wheeler Road. As we widen out the view and give you a look at all those major routes coming into Wake County and Raleigh right now, boy, just a 3-minute delay if you're coming in from Wake Forest. And similarly, we're seeing very little to no delays on any of those major routes heading into Durham as well. Many of you use Highway 98 as a route coming into Durham from Wake Forest. Just a 1-minute delay. You're getting ready to head into the car, though. Tune us in on the radio, 101.5 HD3.
Thanks, Ken. A road in Chapel Hill has reopened after a crash that had it closed for more than 7 hours. 4 people were hurt in that crash. It happened just before 10 o'clock last night on Weaver Dairy Road extension near Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. This is video from the WRAL breaking news tracker as crews worked until about 2 o'clock this morning to fix a utility pole. The people who were hurt are expected to be okay. The cause of the crash is being investigated. Well, millions are gearing up to hit the roads for Thanksgiving. AAA says this could be one of the busiest travel weeks in years. WRAL's Kelsey Coffey is along I-40 in Wake County, where the roads are only going to get busier as we get closer to Thursday.
Today marks the official start of the holiday travel season. You can see all the cars here on I-40 near the Harrison Avenue exit here in Wake County, and it's going to get a lot busier over these next few days. AAA estimates more than 2 million North Carolinians will hit the road this week. Check out the best and worst travel times. The worst time to travel today is between noon and 9 o'clock. The worst time to travel tomorrow is from 11 to 8. And if you're headed back home on Friday, you should avoid driving between 1 and 7. The best time to travel all 3 days is in the morning. The sooner you hit the road, the better. Tiffany Wright with AAA explains why Thanksgiving Day is a good time to travel.
And the sweet spot would be if your travel plans allow you to drive to your destination on Thanksgiving Day. There'll be minimal traffic as everybody's already pretty much at their destinations.
For more info on all things holiday travel, head to WRAL.com. Kelsey Coffey, WRAL News in Wake County.
And if you are planning to drive to your Thanksgiving destination, gas prices are relatively steady compared to last week. The national average for a gallon of gas this morning, $3.05. Here's a look at the prices around the North Carolina area. In Raleigh, you'll pay $2.81. And if you fill up in Asheville near the mountains, you'll be paying $2.82. And if you head toward the coast, say Wilmington, if you will, you'll be paying $2.79. Now, despite the increased demand for gas this week, overall demand is low this year. That helps keep down prices at the pump.
But you know, Ken, it's not just about the people who are driving, right? The people who fly, catch flights, not feelings. Taking a look at RDU right now, it's pretty calm and quiet, but things are going to get a lot more active as people take off for their holiday travel. Let's take a look and see what things are in terms of delays and cancellations. Pretty low considering. RDU, we're looking at a total of 5 delays and 0 cancellations. If you are a traveler, that is what you'd like to see. But as we look at the misery map as a whole, you'll see there are just a bit of different delays that are happening, 139, but this is significantly less than we may expect around this time. But I'm going to have a pretty good feeling that there's going to be a lot more red as we approach into the next couple of days, especially given the fact there's that weather system pushing into our direction.
Yeah, we were part of that travel rush last Thanksgiving, staying home this Thanksgiving, though. Moving on now, right now, candidates for an open seat on the Wake County School Board making their case. The board's interviewing process started a few minutes ago. WRAL's Ali Kadlabar live outside the Wake School's headquarters in Carrion Alley. There are 17 candidates, but now we know 3 have withdrawn.
Just within the past 15 minutes, Ken, we're learning that only 14 candidates are inside vying for that position. That is District 8, and that is representing Apex and parts of Holly Springs. Now, I do want to give you a look inside of this board meeting happening right now. Now, we do know that all 8 board members are present to make this decision. We know that there are 14 candidates they're interviewing, and they're giving them about 30 minutes per candidate. And we're just learning this within the past few minutes. Now, they did just start interviewing one of the candidates, the first one, Raymond Yeagley. They're asking him questions like why you're interested in serving on the board, how do you plan to commit to 30 hours a week on this board, and what do you know about the board and the superintendent, and how would you meet these goals, or how would you cooperate to meet the goals of the board and the school system. Now, we do know that this is going to be a long interview process. They say they plan to wrap up the interview process around 5:30 tonight, and they do plan to pick a candidate. They do plan to pick the next District 8 seat board member, but we are, of course, staying on top of this throughout the day on WRAL. Reporting live in Cary, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News.
The man accused of killing a Wake Med police officer will be back in court later this month. Benji Martin Jr. appeared in court for the first time yesterday. He was not given bond. Right before he appeared in court, his defense filed a new document uncovering more information. The defense claims that Martin did not have a gun on him when he went to the facility that day. They also claim that Martin was at the facility seeking treatment for, quote, mental anguish. They say Martin's fiance had just experienced a miscarriage of both of their twins.
Well, the North Carolina General Assembly's state senator's legislative assistant is set to appear in court today on arson charges. Diane Cook works for Senator Norman Sanderson. He represents 8 eastern North Carolina counties. Now, according to a warrant, Cook set fire to a Raleigh couple's home last week while they were inside. We've reached out to Senator Sanderson's office as well as to Senate Leader Phil Berger. We have not heard back yet. Cook is set to be in court this afternoon at 1:30.
And a preliminary investigation shows a house fire that killed a Halifax County couple was likely caused by electrical issues. Greg and Margaret Terry were found dead inside their home on Loop Road in Enfield late Saturday night. Investigators say their home is a total loss. We spoke to a woman who lived next door to the Terrys for almost 30 years, and she tells us the couple were pillars in the community.
This home was the home base. They were the couple that really was the glue for their family. That's one piece of peace that we can have in this situation, just knowing that they are together.
We've reached out to the family of Greg and Margaret Terry. They asked for privacy and prayer.
The president of a local company charged with writing bad checks will be back in court next year. WRAL Investigates reported extensively on Kristen Peacoat and CJF America. The nonprofit is accused of owing thousands of dollars to dozens of employees. This is money for work they did over the summer in Raleigh and beyond. The case was listed as one that would be resolved yesterday, but it was bumped again, this time to late January. Happening today, Thanksgiving is coming early at Fort Bragg. The post-annual holiday meal and culinary competition will be this afternoon. Military members will have the opportunity to come together and kickstart the holiday season. More senior leaders will be serving food on the line.
It was a tough loss for the Carolina Panthers on Monday Night Football. Carolina was on the road against the San Francisco 49ers on ESPN. The Panthers defense kept the game close in the first half with 3 interceptions, but the offense really struggled. Former Panthers running back Christian McCaffrey put up more than 140 total yards to help the 49ers win that game 20-9. Even with the loss, the Panthers are still just a half game out of first place in the NFC South. They return home this Sunday to play the LA Rams.
Well, today we heard from UNC head football coach Bill Belichick. This is ahead of the Tar Heels looking to their final game of the season. They'll play NC State this Saturday at 7:30 in the evening. Their chances of going to a bowl game ended this past weekend with a loss to Duke, though. Belichick will speak around 11:30 this morning. WRAL will be there, and we'll let you know what the coach has to say.
The Powerball jackpot is growing again. It is now $681 million after last night's drawing. The winning numbers on your screen: 8, 16, 26, 30, and 58. Powerball was 14. The next drawing will be tomorrow night, and you can watch it on WRAL right before our 11 o'clock news.
8:41 now, still to come, big travel savings. We'll explain the strategy behind Travel Tuesday and why experts say preparation is the real secret.
Plus, canceled Christmas. Some local businesses say they're being pushed out just when they need customers to come in. 5 on Your Side shares which shops are facing a blue Christmas and how you can still support them.
Heading to break, we want to take you outside, give you a live look at Durham this morning. A cold front headed our way. It will push through the state before Thanksgiving. Ahead, meteorologist Chris Michaels showing us when it will bring us rain and when temperatures will crash by nearly 50 degrees.
.45 now, starting you out with a pretty interesting look at Southern Pines as we just had a shower move north of the golf course there. It's north of Sanford, right on the Chatham and Lee County border there, and also just north of Carthage. That's really our stray shower for the time being. Better chance of showers this afternoon out toward Wilmington. Our chance is pretty isolated. Scattered storms this evening toward Greensboro, Asheville, Knoxville, and Nashville. Meanwhile, on I-95, the chance for rain, it extends north toward New York City, Philadelphia, Baltimore, D.C., and Richmond. But if you're heading farther south today toward Savannah, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami, things look to be in good shape. So we'll just put the caution light on the travel forecast for us tomorrow morning. The rest of the weekend, traveling's just fine, but a whole lot of changes in the weather pattern. I'll walk you through the three of them step by step coming up shortly. Ken?
All right, Chris, extending the travel theme into the WRAL Traffic Center. If you're getting ready to hit the road for an early Thanksgiving road trip, all our major routes look similar to this. I-40 and Aviation Parkway moving along at nice steady clips in all directions. Maybe you have a flight instead. You're getting ready to head to RDU International. Well, we've checked all the routes heading to the airport this morning, short of this 1-minute delay in Highway 70. All the major routes headed to the airport delay-free at this hour.
Thank you, Ken. Well, it's the busiest shopping season of the year, but some local businesses say they've been left out in the cold. 5 on Your Side's Keely Arthur shows why dozens of Triangle vendors are suddenly without a place to sell and how you can still support them.
5 on Your Side has heard from businesses at the mall and the fairgrounds who say they've been pushed out and cut out just ahead of the biggest shopping season. Vendors inside the fairgrounds education and commercial buildings are no more for at least the next 7 months as the state-owned buildings temporarily close for renovations.
Financially, it's going to hit us pretty hard.
Just 6 miles away, a similar yet more permanent situation at Crabtree Valley Mall, where the mall, under new ownership and a new design plan, left no space for the kiosks, also called retail merchandising units, at Crabtree seen previously in the walkways.
A lot of these businesses were relying on that income or the potential to make that money in the hottest season of the year.
Coming up tonight at 6, I'm going to show you how you can still support these businesses. And I asked the people who decided on these changes why they didn't give the owners more notice. Keely Arthur, 5 on Your Side.
Well, if you were stumped on what to ask for Christmas this year, how about a vacation? Yeah, the Tuesday after Thanksgiving is when you can score major discounts on flights, cruises, hotels, even travel packages. Personal finance site NerdWallet recently came up with a list of the best deals for Travel Tuesday. Hilton is offering up to 50% off on some stays, Marriott up to 40% off, and many Hyatt hotels will be offering up to 30% off. That's a good deal. It all depends on the location and the dates, though, and travel expert Emily Kaufman explains why the secret to Travel Tuesday is not luck, it's preparation.
Oftentimes, these deals require a specific promo code, so make sure you do your research ahead of time, and they're for select dates.
Unlike Black Friday deals, Kaufman says many of these travel bargains only last 24 hours. Well, Simon Cowell is searching for the next big star.
Yeah, and rock and roll heading to the Triangle. Of course, all these stories are trending this morning. Rock band Guns N' Roses set to perform in Raleigh next summer. That concert will happen at Carter Finley Stadium.
And that'll happen again. Carter Finley Stadium on Thursday, July 23rd. This is the only scheduled North Carolina stop on the band's world tour. Tickets will go on sale Friday, December 5th to the public. And Simon Cowell hunting for the next popular boy band. Netflix releasing the trailer for the docuseries Simon Cowell, The Next Act. It'll be 6 episodes. It'll follow Cowell's mission to construct the next super group.
And of course, you remember back in 2010, the X Factor, the precursor to American Idol, he founded One Direction.
Yes. Yeah. The new series premieres on Netflix December 10th.
All right, moving on now. This morning, families in and around Houston working to clean up after several tornadoes. You can see one of those tornadoes in this police dash cam video. And the sheriff's office says more than 100 homes were damaged. The National Weather Service will be in Texas today to rate that storm. Neighbors in the area say the storm was strong enough to snap and uproot trees and even lift buildings.
We heard glass breaking, we heard trees falling, we heard a thud on the roof.
This residence here has a whole garage that's been picked up and moved on top of the power lines.
I heard like a whistle, and the wind was just so intense. I'd never heard it like that before.
The sheriff's office had to shut off gas to a nearby generator because of fires started by downed power lines. The power to the neighborhood was eventually cut off completely to reduce the threat of more fires.
Oh, my goodness. And here in the WRAL Live Center, we also are seeing it from drones. This is drone video, you said, just north of Houston. And I mean, days before Thanksgiving, these poor families.
We were just saying that, And, you look at these houses and it's the tops of the houses that see the damage. So that's why we always tell you guys, get into the bottom part of your house if there's ever a tornado warning. And thankfully, we don't expect that today. This same system, however, just blew through Atlanta, and you see that line of storms that's still in the process of weakening as it's moving into cooler, more stable air. Some rain feeding off of that as you head toward East Tennessee and toward Asheville right now. Futurecast doing a good job picking on that. Again, I think most of those showers dissipate before moving here, but I can't rule out some scattered activity west of I-95 prior to about 7 p.m. or so. Our best shot at seeing rain is going to be overnight and with perhaps a few scattered showers for the morning commute on Wednesday. After 9 or 10 a.m., our rain chances really start to go down and temperatures start to come up. Check this out. The blue box is our forecast high. The white box is the record high. And we're close to that tomorrow afternoon in Charlotte, Raleigh, Fayetteville, Rocky Mount, Elizabeth City, New Bern, and Wilmington. The cooler air stays toward the mountains tomorrow, but trust me, it gets here by Thanksgiving Day. So hockey for the holidays. A little gift from us to you on WRAL. It's the Canes and the Rangers. Great game. Heading into the Lenovo Center will be in the 60s. Coming out will be in the 50s. With morning temperatures on Thanksgiving Day in the low 40s, high temperatures in the mid 50s. And the temperatures continue to tumble from there. Your wind chill first thing Black Friday is going to be in the 20s. If you plan on heading to the mountains this holiday weekend, pack the layers. The wind chills in the single digits Friday morning in Boone. Meanwhile, right now we're in the 40s. Plenty of cloud cover over southern Pines. A little breeze out of the south will gradually take our temperatures up. Midday, we're in the low to mid 60s. Highs mainly in the low 70s. You'll be cooler to the north and slightly warmer to the south. Everybody warm tomorrow, then highs only in the 50s Thanksgiving Day. We're only in the 40s for highs Black Friday and Small Business Saturday, so at least a little bit of a festive tone to get the holiday season started out.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. Before we go to break, here are your winning NC Education lottery numbers. We'll get another check on weather and traffic next.